As we get older, we begin to realize something important. Not every truth needs to be spoken out loud. It's not about hiding anything. It's about choosing peace over pressure, calm over conflict. After the age of 65, life gives us a precious gift, the right to protect our energy and decide what parts of our story are worth sharing and which parts are best kept close to the heart. In today's video, we'll explore 5 things that, in my experience, are better kept private if you want to preserve your independence and enjoy more peace in your golden years. These insights aren't about isolation, they're about wisdom, dignity, and emotional freedom. So stick with me until the end. And if this message resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing community of thoughtful, independent seniors. 1. Financial decisions and personal finances. One of the greatest freedoms we earn with age is the right to manage our finances in peace. Yet, many older adults feel pressured to be completely transparent with their family, thinking that openness will create trust and prevent future misunderstandings. But more often than not, it does the opposite. Sharing too much about your savings, retirement plans, or property can open the door to interference, unsolicited opinions, and sometimes a loss of control over your own decisions. Even well-meaning family members can cross boundaries without realizing it. Take, for example, a man I once knew, Harold, 76, sharp-minded and independent. One evening over dinner, he casually shared with his children that he had recently restructured his investments. He thought they'd be happy to know he was planning ahead. Instead, they started offering suggestions, criticizing his choices, and even hinting at how he could spend his money better. Soon, every major purchase he made, or from a new car to a vacation, was questioned. Harold began to feel watched, and worst of all, doubted. This is the quiet trap of financial oversharing. Once people know the details, they may, even unintentionally, start managing your life as if they know what's best. And in less fortunate cases, individuals who never showed much interest in your life might suddenly become very curious about your finances. The truth is, you don't owe anyone a breakdown of your bank accounts. You are not selfish for choosing privacy. You are one's. Of course, planning ahead is smart. Having a will, selecting a power of attorney, and discussing important matters with a trusted person is essential. But beyond that, you have every right to keep your financial life private. Your golden years should be about freedom, not financial judgment, not guilt, and definitely not permission seeking. You've spent a lifetime earning your resources. Now you get to decide how to enjoy them. So remember, privacy isn't secrecy, it's protection. Protect your independence, protect your peace, and protect the dignity that comes with making your own choices without needing to justify them to anyone. 2. Minor health concerns that aren't urgent. As we age, it's completely natural for our bodies to go through changes. Some days we wake up with stiff joints, a sore back, or just feeling a little more tired than usual. These little aches and discomforts come with the territory of growing older. And because we love our families, we often feel the urge to share every detail, thinking it shows trust and keeps them in the loop. But here's something I've learned. Oversharing about every small health issue can sometimes create more stress than comfort. Let me tell you about Margaret, a lively 73-year-old who enjoyed gardening and long walks. One weekend, after pulling weeds for hours, she mentioned to her daughter that her knees felt sore. That simple comment turned into daily check-ins, suggestions for physical therapy, and even a conversation about hiring help for house chores. What was meant as a passing remark quickly turned into a wave of concern, and Margaret started to feel like her independence was slipping away. This happens more often than you might think. The more we talk about our minor health concerns, the more others may begin to see us as fragile or declining, even when we're doing just fine. They may unintentionally treat us with caution, exclude us from activities, or worry excessively, all out of love but not always out of necessity. That doesn't mean we should stay silent about serious symptoms. If something is persistent, worsening, or truly impacting your daily life, your family should absolutely be informed. But not every ache needs an audience. Choosing to keep minor discomforts to yourself isn't about denial. It's about dignity. It's about preserving your role as the capable, independent person you've always been. You know your body. You know when it's time to rest, when it's time to act, and when it's just a little sign that you've been living well. So trust your instincts. Don't let over-concern from others cloud your confidence. Your health is personal, and so is your peace. Share wisely, not out of habit, but with purpose. 3. Your honest opinions about family conflicts. By the time we reach a certain age, we begin to understand a powerful truth. Not every battle needs our voice, and not every disagreement needs our opinion. Especially when it comes to family matters, staying quiet can often be the kindest and wisest choice. We've all seen it: siblings arguing over money, grandchildren disagreeing about parenting styles, tensions bubbling between in-laws. And as elders in the family, it's tempting to step in, to offer advice, set things straight, or help others see the right way. But here's the hard part. Even well-intentioned words can backfire. Let me share a story. A man named David, 80, once offered a gentle suggestion to his son and daughter-in-law during a conversation about their kids. He simply said, "Maybe the little one needs more structure at bedtime." Within days, his calls started going unanswered. Weekend visits became rare. That one sentence, meant with care, was taken as criticism, and the relationship never quite returned to what it was. You see, the older we get, the easier it is to become the unintended middleman in family disputes. We try to mediate, and suddenly we're accused of taking sides. We offer a soft opinion, and it gets twisted into judgment. And when the dust settles, people don't always remember the fight. They remember what we said. That's why silence at times is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. It's knowing that you don't need to prove anything. You don't have to fix every conflict. You can simply say, "I'm sure you'll figure it out," and lovingly step back. This doesn't mean you don't care. In fact, it means you care enough to let others learn, grow, and make mistakes on their own terms. You've spent a lifetime navigating relationships. You've earned the right to choose peace over participation, calm over conflict. So the next time you're tempted to step into a family disagreement, pause. Ask yourself, is my involvement truly helpful? Or will my silence actually preserve more love in the long run? Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. 4. Regrets about the past. As we grow older, one of the most tender challenges we face is learning how to live with the what ifs, the moments we wish had gone differently, the roads we didn't take. It's only human to have regrets. But here's something that isn't often talked about. Not every regret needs to be spoken out loud, especially not to the people we love the most. You might think sharing these reflections is just being honest, a way to process the past. But sometimes what we say can land differently than we intend. For example, imagine saying to your child, "I wish I had spent more time traveling before settling down." What they might hear is, "My life at home wasn't enough." Or if you say, "I should have chased my dreams instead of staying put," your spouse or children may wonder if they were part of a sacrifice you now resent. I remember a woman named Evelyn, a devoted mother who had given everything to raise her family. One afternoon, she quietly said to her daughter, "I sometimes wonder what life would have been like if I hadn't stopped working." It was just a passing thought, but her daughter took it to heart and felt like maybe she had been a burden. Their conversations became less open after that. This is the emotional ripple effect of regret. What begins as a simple memory can feel to others like disappointment in them, even if that's not what you meant. And there's another truth. The more we dwell on the past, the more people may begin to see us as someone who's stuck there, rather than someone still living fully in the present. That doesn't mean you need to bottle everything up. Our reflections carry wisdom, and they're worth honoring, but they don't always need to be shared aloud, especially if they might unintentionally hurt those around us. Instead of saying, "I wish I had," try saying, I've learned so much from that experience." It shifts the focus from loss to growth and from sorrow to wisdom. At this stage in life, peace doesn't come from rewriting the past. It comes from the grace we give ourselves to live with it, quietly, gently, proudly. 5. The full extent of your financial situation. One of the most personal and sensitive areas of life as we age is our financial situation. Whether you've built up a strong safety net or are living modestly, how much you share about your finances can deeply affect the way people treat you. There's a common belief that being fully transparent about money will build trust and avoid confusion down the road. But in reality, oversharing can invite unintended consequences. When family members know exactly what you have, your savings, your investments, your retirement income, their behavior can subtly shift. Sometimes people begin to see opportunity instead of a person. Questions like, are you planning to leave anything for the grandkids? Or shouldn't you downsize now? May be masked as concern, but often they reveal deeper expectations. I once knew a gentleman named Paul. He was careful with money and had done well for himself. Out of a desire to prepare his family for the future, he shared every detail of his financial plans with his adult children. What followed wasn't peace, it was pressure. One child suggested selling the house. Another hinted about early inheritance. Slowly, Paul felt like his decisions were being second-guessed and that his independence was slipping away. On the flip side, if you open up about financial struggles, you may find yourself under a microscope. Family might start checking in more, not out of care, but out of worry. They may question your choices or try to help in ways that feel more controlling than supportive. This is why I believe it's perfectly okay, and often wise, to be selective about what you share. Having a trusted financial advisor or executor is important. Having clear legal documents is smart. But beyond what's necessary, your financial life belongs to you. Privacy isn't secrecy, it's peace of mind. You've earned the right to live your retirement on your own terms without having to explain every dollar or defend every decision. Whether you're choosing to treat yourself to something special, support a cause you care about, or simply enjoy what you've built, the only approval you need is your own. Let your finances reflect your freedom, not someone else's expectations. As we enter this season of life, one thing becomes clear. Peace is no longer a luxury. It's a priority. We've spent decades supporting others, raising families, navigating responsibilities. Now it's our time to protect what truly matters, our independence, our dreams, and our quiet sense of freedom. Remember this, not everything needs to be shared to be real. Some thoughts, some decisions, some experiences are more powerful when held close. You're not being secretive, you're being intentional, and there's wisdom in that. So take a moment today to ask yourself, what am I keeping for me? Not out of fear, but out of love for my peace? If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below with the words, I choose peace, and let's create a space where wisdom, strength, and quiet confidence are celebrated. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with someone who may need this gentle reminder today. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself and protect your peace like the treasure it truly is.